that. Taking the lead, feeling your heat. Just wanna give you my best. I don't even know your name, but you got me. Cause you're all to die. We don't know what happens next, but you got me. Cause I'm next to none. You make it look so easy, making me feel so dreamy. Not to wanna pay for drinks, but you got me. Cause you're all to die. Got me locked in now. Go ahead and take a shot. Do you really want me? Maybe you're just playing. The way you're making it move, yeah, you do it so smooth. Make it all about you. Can have it all if you want. Taking the chance, stuck in my head. Not gonna leave it at that. Taking the lead, feeling your heat. Just wanna give you my best. Taking the chance, stuck in my head. Not gonna leave it at that. Pull myself together to not give myself the pressure. I don't know what to do with this. Should I let him go? I don't know what to do with this. Should I let him go? I fall for his eyes when he's staring into mine. Know he's bad for me. So what's standing in my way? And he's out of my league. I feel insecure, but I hope this is real, yeah. He doesn't mind at all. He want my juice like that. He does whatever while he feels for nobody but himself, no, yeah. He doesn't mind at all. He want my juice like that. He does whatever while he feels for nobody but himself, no, yeah. So I pull myself together to not give myself the pressure. I don't know what to do with this. Should I let him go? I don't know what to do with this.
Hey guys, welcome to the 5 F's to Love Network. I apologize for the glitches in the middle, in the beginning, but all I can tell you, if something goes wrong, something does, and thank God I had a backup. So listen, welcome to Real Talk with Men. I'm so excited about tonight's conversation. One, because I'm a woman, and I think a lot of times we have a lot of misconceptions about what it is that people really want and what we really want. We make decisions based on what other people think or feel about us, and sometimes it's social media and peer pressure and the idea of who you used to be at some moment in time. So tonight, we're going to talk about plastic surgery. Is that the only option? So you know how the men do. They do straight, no chaser. So ladies, I suggest you listen to what the men are saying tonight because they're really going to tell you what they think about plastic surgery. So, I don't know, RG, you've been like, I don't know, traveling away. I get a lot of DMs about different people. So RJ, welcome back. I can't wait to hear what you have to say about this subject. We dashed about it together.
It's conversation.
Yeah, this is going to be a good one. Well, you guys know the man of reason is here. You know it's Galen. So obviously the conversation is going to be pretty much kept under control. With Galen, he's always the voice of reason. And you guys know Brian is adorable. Brian, are you going to be adorable tonight?
No. No.
I don't even know what to think. All right, so Matt, I already know the answer. No, you're going to be just basically upfront and honest about what's really going on. And that's what I appreciate about you guys, because we do have candid conversations. And I'm going to say as a woman, this is like really huge for me. So I'm going to ask you guys a question. The first question, I just want you to give me an estimated number of what you think it is when I ask you these first two questions. So the first question is, how many women a year do you think have some type of plastic surgery?
Are we talking about the United States or
in the United States? So Galen, I'll start with you. Yep, in the United States.
If I had to a random guess, I would say that it would be probably somewhere around 100,000.
Okay. RJ, what about you?
A year in the United States, I'm gonna
Yeah.
even go higher. I'm gonna say a million.
Yeah, you're
Okay.
probably right. Yeah.
So you guys are both saying around 1 million?
Yeah, I'm saying
Okay, Brian?
A lot. A lot.
A lot. Okay. Okay, can you quantify a lot?
I mean, I never ran to a woman that's had plastic. I've talked to a few, and it was just minor. But giving you a number, a couple million. I mean, how many people know on the globe? Well, you're talking about the United States, though, right?
Yeah.
2 million. I mean.
Okay, 2 million. Matt?
Yeah.
Well, I used to watch The Price is Right as a child. So there's 320 million people in America. So I'm going with 4 million.
You're going with 4 million?
4
Okay,
million.
well, surprisingly enough, the number of women is 13.6 million women a year have some type of plastic surgery. 13.6.
Wow.
Okay. So
That's
they're not
on the
getting
prize.
specifics, but that's quite a bit. So within that same question, I want to ask you, how many men a year do you think have some type of plastic surgery? How many men? And I'm going to start with you, Brian.
I have no idea. I ain't even looked at the man that long to think about having plastic surgery. I don't know. Hey, I ain't gonna look at a man like, oh, he got plastic surgery.
No, I mean, but
I
just,
don't
just in general, like how many men do you think? Not looking at people, but how many men do you think in general in a year?
300,000.
Okay, Matt?
Yeah, 500,000.
Okay, Gabriel?
I was so off the last time. I'm just going to go with 3 million.
This is The Price is Right.
Okay. RJ?
Man, I'm. This is I don't really know men that have plastic surgery. I'm with Brian. I don't be looking at men, but I would probably say, I'm sure it's crazy number just thinking about it. Say 1 million. I'm gonna just go with 1 million again across the board. 1 million.
Okay, so it's 1.3
okay.
million men. 1.3 million men. And so what I want you guys to kind of take a closer look at, your answers really kind of dictated specifically what my thought was behind this. That, and that kind of feeds into my next question, which is, are you for or against plastic surgery for women? Why or why not?
I think, first of all, people have to get clear about what they mean by plastic surgery, because plastic surgery can be done for various reasons, including health.
Right.
So some of these, it would be interesting to know what the data is concerning purely,
voluntary versus involuntary.
Yeah, nip and tuck.
Yeah.
I'm gonna call it voluntary. I'm gonna nip and tuck versus something that's being done for health. Because of a person that's in a car accident and many other type of things. People who've had had to have their breasts removed and things of that nature because of cancer and things of that nature. So I think it's dependent, but I think overall, from a male perspective, I think everything always boils down to how does it look. So from a visual standpoint, but just in general, I think that's a hard answer because some guys don't know that somebody has had surgery until it's said. It depends on how it's done.
Right. No, I 100% agree. If it's life-saving or for health reasons, anything along that line, go for it. As far as the voluntary to keep up with the ways of the world and all these Instagram models looking a certain way, so now you want to look that certain way, I'm against that. I don't. All natural is all good with me. So that's my stance on
it. Brian?
If you looking like a rubber stamp, your face and pool deformed, you had too much surgery. I mean, but like Kaylin said, if it's something having to do with health-wise, hey, it's all good. But just to have it to transform your face or to somebody else or who you think you want to be, I ain't with all that. But
okay.
It was both. Let's do it.
Matt?
So listen, I'm for all forms of self-improvement. I'm for all forms of self-improvement. The only exception is if it's going to hurt your health. But if it's going to improve your mental health, your psychological well-being, or how you feel about yourself, and you can tell the echo, this 12-foot ceilings, that's what you get. But I'm for it. I think that that within reason, self-improvement is always good. My only issue with plastic surgery is that it is proven to, some types have proven to be unhealthy. Injecting silicone into your body is always a bad idea. But not all plastic surgery involves injecting silicone into your body. Sometimes it involves cutting things out and removing things that are unhealthy for you.
You know, one of these days I'm gonna get you guys just to answer my question because you guys just eat up all my follow-up. But that's okay. I'm okay with that. I really am. I'm just okay with that. So thank you so much for watching us. We really appreciate your support. And it's Pontification Nation Station. If I can tell then it wasn't a good job. That's true. If you can tell that a person has some type of surgery, then it wasn't a great job. And so I can only speak from my perspective as a woman. Those who do know me do know that I've had surgery on my chest and I had to have both of them removed. But the thing is that it was done for a medical reason, but me fixing them will be for a personal choice. So that's, it's a 2-for-1 kind of thing. Now, what I didn't do is because one had to be cut down and removed after the mask was removed, then I had the other one cut down to match. Do you get what I'm saying? So it was a matching thing. So one came along for the ride because I didn't want to have one big one and one small one. That's just me. Every woman doesn't do the surgery the same way, right? But
that would have been interesting though, Christine, but that's a whole nother story.
I know that's interesting. Have one there and the other one's not. So the thing is that what I decided to do was to have a match, but I didn't decide to go back to a 38 double D because that's what I was. I just decided to leave them where they were. So those are the things. So you kind of balance that out. I just kind of thought that wasn't necessary. But trust me, if I could go through the pain again, I probably would have done it. Because I missed, they were nice. They got open doors for me. I missed them. But anyways, what's up? All I got to say is Antoinette, I've known her since middle school. Real talk, folks, middle school. She's now down in Texas, and I appreciate her tuning in every week. Thank you for all the love and support. Where is Yvette at? Call Yvette and tell her to get on, Antoinette. That's my other girlfriend who's down in Texas. And they didn't even know each other here, but they met each other there. And it's so funny because I know both of them. And I work with Washington, and I grew up with Antoinette, which is hilarious. Okay, so you guys are saying it's really not necessary. But the thing is, and I have to ask you this because you guys say that, do you think how a man sees a woman physically may impact if she has plastic surgery?
Yeah, Christine, I didn't say it wasn't necessary.
I didn't say it wasn't necessary either. Just for the record, I addressed the medical issue, and then I said that basically, not a yes or no, but it depends on how it looks because men are visual creatures, and depending on how it looks, is it appealing? Is it not? And if somebody posted, if you can tell that it was done, then it was probably a bad job. So it's dependent, but just in general, just walking around and talking and dealing with people, it depends on the situation and circumstance.
No, but the thing is, my question is, do you think that a man and the way he sees a woman physically impacts her getting the surgery is my question. Do you think women are making, do you think
absolutely.
That's driving their decision making?
1000%.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Okay.
We all love to say that what other people think doesn't matter, but that's not always the truth.
No, she didn't. Is she telling everybody's business? Oh, Antoinette says she went to Ferris State with Antoinette. Oh, y'all went to Ferris State together, so you all did before you left. Look, Antoinette she in there in the comments working. Okay, so Pontification Nation Station says BBLs are a no go.
They probably mean no go.
No go. I'm sure you meant no go.
Okay, so
listen. People say that, but Instagram and social media, because I deal in facts, right? Instagram
Okay,
is
Matt, are you taking my question coming up? Is that what's happening again?
But the fact
Yeah,
is,
yeah.
No, that's real talk though, Matt.
So social media, and so that's what I'm saying when it talks about a man's perspective, and you just hit the nail on the head. The thing is,
they're getting it based on how we're going to react to it, how we view them, and how they get
because you guys are reacting to these other women like everybody's Jessica Rabbit, and we're going to talk about the Jessica Rabbit complex when I come back. That will be the topic of our discussion: why men have Jessica Rabbit complexes, and they're getting older, and they don't look like Ken Dow. We'll be right
Who's
back.
Jessica Rabbit?
Messages. Look it up.
We know what you made of. I do better offline. Yeah. I've been calling to a guy. I'm in tune with the signs. I'm just trying to let go. I'm just trying to be me. I'm just trying to do Moon landed with the elevation. Armstrong with the levitation. My third eye needed calibration. I was heat rock when I notated. I've been going crazy. Stone face when I kill beat, leaving no trace on location. Premeditated, ayy.
Working on our body language, working on our body language. Baby, now tell me exactly how you feel. I'm just trying to keep it real. Let me love you on the inside, love you on the inside. Tell me exactly what you mean. You mean everything to me. Let me love you on the inside, love you on the inside. Dance on the beat. I don't want no excuses. You keep me feeling so clueless. I'd like to dream. Keep on dreaming about us, baby. Yeah. Now tell me exactly how you feel. I'm just trying to keep it real. Let me love you on the inside, love you on the inside. Tell me exactly what you mean. You mean everything to me. Let me love you on the inside, love you on the inside.
Hey guys, welcome back. And if you just joined us, we're talking about plastic surgery and is it really necessary? If you're watching on what's going on behind me, and why do you see me on TV with Galen? I'm also on here because you can watch us on YouTube anytime on your TV at home. Just go to your YouTube channel, type in the 5 F's to Love, and you can watch all the episodes and eat popcorn and watch us. So guys, listen, I'm going to be honest with you. Jessica Rabbit, since Brian doesn't know what it is this cartoon character.
I know what she is now.
That has the boom, boom, boom. So what I'm saying to you is the ladies, and this is just real women, we feel that you guys have the Jessica Rabbit complex. You're looking at us. And to be honest with you, they said for years, and I collect Barbies, that Barbie has an unrealistic body. So does Jessica Rabbit. And Kim Kardashian created that body. It made it like the debut. And Beyonce's body is not even as prolific as people think it is, because if you see the real her body don't bang, bang like that. And that's interesting because clothing and the padding that they put in things can make you look like a shape that you don't have. But this is my thing. All of you seemingly are at least in your mid 40s to your mid 50s. What's up with Jessica Rabbit? Why are we still looking for Jessica Rabbit in women your age? Brian, I'll start with you.
Start with me.
Yes.
Hey, I'm not looking for Jessica Rabbit. I'm days of past. I mean, there was a point in time, yeah, Jessica Rabbit was, yeah, she got the boom boom shaped like a Coke bottle glass. Yeah, that was at one point in time. That's not me no more. I mean, she can have a Jessica Rabbit body and have no sense at all, and just be totally just unattractive because of her inner person. So
Okay, so you're saying that if
does
a
it
woman,
matter?
yes, I mean, we're not, let's get real now. Does it matter? Are you saying with a couple extra
It's
pounds
nice
on her?
now. It's nice now. I'm not saying it's a bad thing. It's nice.
Mhm.
I mean, you gotta have some type of attraction. I mean, you can't look total. I gotta like what I'm seeing. In some, got a few pounds, it's cool, but have a little attraction. I mean,
Okay, RJ, I saw your face twitching.
We'll just, I mean, no, the Jessica Rabbit thing is a little overplayed in my opinion. For me, it's like you have to be physically attracted to someone. I mean, the first thing you notice about someone you've never expressed any type of communication with is their physicalness, right? And as men, we're physical creatures, we're visual creatures. So obviously, initially, we're going to be attracted to your physicality. Now it goes beyond that if we try to get to know you. But I've never really been stuck on the Jessica Rabbit syndrome thing. That was really not my thing because my taste all it kind of aligns with that anyway. So that really was never in my thought process.
Okay, so my thing is you are in your mid-40s, which you date someone your age that did not have a Jessica Rabbit body. So you guys are avoiding the question that I'm asking. Brian, by the way, you know I'm coming back to you. So
for me, the body has to be a one for me, right?
Okay,
Because
but what are you comparing it to?
Who am I comparing it to? I mean, there's really not
who. You can do what you can do. Who? What are you comparing it to? In a sense of a woman your age who has
height to
probably
weight
had children,
proportionate.
been
Put it this
married.
way: she must be height to weight proportionate in some type of good physical shape. For me, right? That's just my preference and my taste. So what works for me may not work for Brian, Matt, or the Reverend, right? So that's just where I'm at with it. But I'm very particular and picky because I can be. And everyone should feel
basically you're saying you got that Jessica Rabbit syndrome. Is that what
I
you're
don't
saying?
have it. No, that's not what I'm saying. Don't put words in my mouth, Christine.
I'm asking. I'm asking. I mean, just give me a person so we can understand what you're comparing it to.
I don't really have a particular individual.
Is it a Nia Long body? Is it a Nia Long body? Is it a Beyonce body?
No, it's not. It's because there's some room on the spectrum for fluidity for it to move a little bit. You understand what I'm saying? But the body has to be A1, point blank, period.
I know my girls are like, they playing with the answer. Matt, what's up? What's your
I'm playing with it. I'm keeping it real.
Christine ain't buying it.
There's an expression, Christine, 100. You need to be coming in 2022, 100. So you need to have a group of professionals. You need a dermatologist. You need a dentist. You need a body shaper, whether it's a plastic surgeon or a wrap. You need a spa person. You need a nail tech. There's no reason not to have a team of people. Listen, every professional has a team. And if you out here without a team, then you SOL. So you don't have to be Jessica Rabbit, but you need to be 100% you. And if you don't know how to find a dermatologist, then call me. I'll get you a dermatologist. But you need to have an expert on your team. And all these men, you can tell who got an expert. Listen, RJ, your dentist, you know you. Listen, these people have experts. And to be, if you're listening to this podcast and you don't have an expert on your team, you need a dentist. You need, these people walking around with flawless skin is not real. They got somebody working on their face, whether they're a man or a woman.
My skin is flawless.
Yeah, but that's a lot of work. Tell the truth.
All right, I do do a lot of facials. I'll be honest, I do a lot of facials. All right, so Galen, what about you?
I think when it's all said and done, as Matt said earlier, if we deal with facts, guys are normally attracted to a particular body type. Not all guys, but Instagram and TikTok in particular, not to mention these other things that people buy into, the more X-rated versions of things tend to trend towards a particular athletic body type. So the money and the attention and the energy says that men prefer a more athletic body type. And I say athletic, that's within the range of what RJ said. It could be from the range of whatever they like, whatever that range is. And I think that that's okay. I think the challenge comes into play is when people try to make something wrong, that I like this type of body type, therefore that's wrong if I'm not that. And I think we have to get beyond those conversations, because there are people who like men who like women who are very thin, and there are men who like women who have extra weight on them, and everything in between. But if we start talking about the general standards of how people see people on TV, on Instagram, on the Snapchats, on the TikTok videos, on Facebook, on Twitter, it tends to be particular types of bodies. And unfortunately, and this is where, as a society, we have to be mindful that sometimes we're not paying attention to someone's talent, their mindset, their skill, their personality until we see the visual. Nicki Minaj was Nicki Minaj before she went and got her body changed.
Oh, for sure.
But people weren't paying attention to her ability to rap and her ability to do
until she made that change.
And that's unfortunate, because what we're saying to our young women in many ways is, if you don't show up this way, you won't get the same opportunities. That's what I don't agree with. Okay,
and so that's exactly where I'm coming from. Before I continue, though, I want to make sure I catch everything everyone is saying. Patricia says, baby, body style or shape doesn't matter to me, but there has to be sex appeal. Jessica Rabbit isn't the end all of in terms of sex appeal. I agree with you 100%. Nicole says Matt has staff referrals on deck. Oh my God. Antoinette says, Rev, you better say that. So I'm going to tell you, the thing is, and I constantly go back to this, because I think sometimes for women, we're very impressionable. But to your point, Galen, if I approach RJ and RJ's like, well, I don't like a woman with all these extra curves, I like a runner's body. It doesn't mean I'm not attractive. It just means that I'm not his type. Now, I may be attracted to him, but there's no guarantee that I'm his type. But I think sometimes when women hear that, they assume that every guy who works out at the gym wants a woman who works out at the gym. They just equate working out at the gym with, I better not approach this guy because my body isn't tight. That's wrong. And I think that's what happens. So if they approach a guy like RJ, because that's their type, they will assume that every guy that's like RJ, whom they're attracted to because they have a type, wants a skinny woman. So then they go get surgery to match the skinny woman, right? When that's not factual. So that's the thing. I think women need to understand that to be true. I run into people all the time. Let's be clear. I know I'm adorable. So if you don't like me, that just means I'm not your type. It doesn't mean I'm not adorable. It really doesn't.
Who told you was
adorable? Who didn't? I know, RJ. Who wouldn't think I was adorable? You better say it. Hey. You better say it. Okay, so here we go. Christine, what do you think?
Christine, the other thing is image. There's a difference between body type and image. I've been, I go all over the country, and invariably I go to an event and there's a woman who comes in so stylish that you can't even tell whether she's Jessica Rabbit or a marathon runner, because her clothes and her style, and there's not enough emphasis in 2022 given to style and the way that style makes you look. So it doesn't matter what's underneath those clothes. I've seen some heavy set women come in so stylish that you're confused as to how much do you actually weigh? What is actually underneath those clothes? So, if we're having a conversation about body style and body type, clothing has to be in this conversation, and style and how you carry yourself.
I agree. I'm going to agree with you 100%.
Christine, before we move on to the next question, I just want to address one more thing. The psychology behind all of these women having plastic surgeries need to be addressed, because we live in a society that tells people that not only tells them, but convinces them that there's something wrong with them. and that they have the remedy. So now they want to look like a Kardashian or Beyonce or Nicki Minaj or etc. without recognizing and loving themselves first. So if you read the book, and for those who are out there watching this podcast, there's a book that was written in the 50s called Psycho-Cybernetics. And in the book was written by a plastic surgeon. And one of the things he discovered was no matter how much he worked on a particular lady, because this was primarily women who came to see him, he was very famous. No matter how much work he did, what he discovered was their psychology didn't change. So he made this bigger or pulled this in, changed the face, made the nose different, whatever. And then the women not only had the same attitude, but they saw themselves the same way. So it was never enough plastic surgery. It was never enough validation. It was never enough attention. It was never enough something. So let's deal with the psychology of this conversation, because what it's actually telling women is when they pop on Instagram and they see some random person that nobody really knows, but she's cute and she has a nice figure on Instagram that is obviously enhanced, and they have millions of likes. That's telling them psychologically that maybe something is not right with them. And that's a conversation we need to have, especially with our young girls, because some of them are making these decisions out of a sense of lack, out of a sense of being devalued in the culture, out of a sense of comparison and analysis versus, okay, am I doing something out of my own self-love? And if a person feels as though that they're doing something out of a healthy self-image, out of a healthy mindset and emotional state, where they're not trying to compare themselves or devalue themselves based upon somebody else's appearance, now we can have a healthy conversation about what this plastic surgery means. But most of it is being done out of a sense of out of a poor self-image. That's probably the best way I can say it. Out of a poor self-image. And then the other problem is when you have women who are 55 trying to compete with a 22-year-old.
Well,
and
Galen,
it's an unrealistic conversation in the first.
Sorry, you're cutting into segment 3 and 4.
Okay,
so just to let you guys know, I mean, just to let you know, that was segment 3 and 4. Again, I wish y'all would answer my questions. So
we answered the question.
No, I asked my question. We've just done segment 3 and segment 4 from Galen. So now it's time to go to commercial break.
The rest of the guys can answer it.
now we're going to commercial break. Okay, so before we go to commercial break, let me give out some information from our viewers. So Antoinette said, baby, them built dudes like chunky girls too. Ask me how I know. I know you know, because Antoinette is shapely, honey. She's shapely. She know what's up. Hey, Roz, what's going on? She said, and mustaches, how much is too much? Some look like frowns.
You mean clowns?
You know what? We'll talk about beards at some point, not this show. She said, great point, Rev. Galen. Roz said, thanks, Galen. And Antoinette said, that's facts, Galen. So real talk behind this conversation, guys, one of the things that I often, and when we talk about this stuff before we go to commercial break, what do you think men, why do you think men aren't having more plastic surgery than women? Why do you think men are just not doing it? I'll start with you, RJ.
I think it's for men. I think it's more of a self-esteem and confidence and security thing. I think a lot of women do plastic surgery out of insecurity for fear of how men perceive them and not being able to match. Like Galen said, the women in their 50s competing with women in their 20s type of mentality. Mm-hmm. For most men, that's not really a commonality for men to get plastic surgery. That's not really a thing. That's not something we talk about. That's not something that's discussed. It's not.
You guys don't feel like you're competing with younger guys? You don't feel that there's room for improvement?
Well, there's always room for self-improvement for everyone. No
Brian, really? Brian's over there like, no, I don't.
Yeah, but I don't feel like I don't have to compete with younger guys. Why should
you don't feel that? Okay.
No, look at me. Like, I'm A1. Look at me. You see me? You see me, right?
I got the juice already.
Okay. So I can't even answer that question. So based on that, I'm going to ask you all a question. I'm going to go one by one. If you had to rate yourself a level of sexuality and attractiveness, What is the number from 1 to 10? 10 being the highest. Matt, I'll start with you. If you had to rate yourself.
8.
Okay. Brian?
10. I ain't gonna divide it myself. Yeah, 10. 1-0. Let's see it. 1-0. Go on the record. 10. Yes.
Okay, Galen.
I have a very healthy self-image, so I'm going to say 10. With the caveat is I really don't care about that number rating. I show up as me, and that's good enough for me.
I'm gonna get y'all about answer more than just my question. Because
Okay.
y'all be answering my next question. RJ, I'm gonna get
10
y'all
for the win, baby. If it was up to 100, it would be 100. You already know.
Okay. So I asked you guys that question because if somebody asked me the same question, I would say for me, I feel like I'm like a 7 because I got room because there's some things that personally I want to work on. So I would say a 7. But if you take my personality and put it with it, I would be like, I'm definitely a 10. I think my personality balances out everything that 3-point deficit. But coming from y'all like,
Christine, can I ask a question though?
yeah.
Because this I actually want to direct this question to Matt because Matt is actually a dating expert. Doesn't the outside of your own self-image, which is great because I believe a person should have a self-image, doesn't the marketplace determine your level of attractiveness?
The marketplace absolutely determines your level of attractiveness. If you have a delta between what you think you are and what the marketplace thinks you are, you will end up spending vast amounts of time alone. And the closer you are to understanding how the world perceives you, the better off me and others like me are able to help you. I talk to people in this space all the time. They leave this field of helping people with relationships because the expectation of who people think they are and what they deserve based on who they think they are is almost delusional. And so it becomes hard to help them. So we spend a lot of time seeing, hey, this is how the world sees you. How can we change that? How can we make you whole? And then go back into the world. And if the world sees you a certain way, how can we make you be perceived better? And so,
okay, so I'm going to go backwards.
Your personality, that might be making you more talkative, making you more outgoing, ways that you can enhance yourself because of how the world has seen you historically. Because you can always change how the world sees you.
See, you know what? I'm going to say one thing to y'all. I'm not asking no more questions. Basically, this is the end of the show, everybody. I'm going to play comments right now. We're just going to end the show early because it went right into the next thing. So when I asked the question, Ross said, So viewers, if you're watching, if you could rate yourself from 1 to 10, what you think about yourself, that was supposed to be an interactive session with us. But okay, we're going to go ahead and go with what we got right now. That's all I got to say. It's the men. It says men. So Antoinette, thanks again for watching. Men, she says men are doing hair transplants and adding black dye to their braids and hair. Women are rubbing off on them. LOL. That was another thing we're going to talk about in the next segment. So men, what do you think about what Antoinette said about men getting they're getting weaves because they're losing their hair up top, and so they're just putting in a weave and getting it cut like it's a. Are y'all not in agreement?
That's something I comprehend well. So
that's doing way too much to hair transplant.
Yeah.
But now some guys that go to the barbershop, we get the Beijing or whatever. That's fine. If you don't want the greatest show, that's fine. You know what I'm saying? But outside of that, no.
Okay, and based on that, I just want to make sure you understand. Cook said RJ is too much for me. Self-esteem is at 1,000.
100,000 true.
Ross said, Galen gets a 10. She said, Ross said, Galen, you get a 10. She glad you married. You get a 10.
He's married.
Okay. Joyce says she totally agree with what Matt just said. Joyce, thank you so much for watching. Ross, all I got to say is you a trip. Ross going to send a smiley face after that. I just want to say, Ross, you a trip. I just want to say, normally Roz and Cedric be going back and forth, but Roz, he not here, so I don't know. She said just relocate that mustache. Who is that? Who should relocate their mustache,
I
Ron?
think that was a part of the conversation around something.
Oh, about something else. She said Matt might be worth every dollar. Matt, I can't wait till you start running your commercial. This is hilarious. Hey guys, we'll be right back after this commercial break. Hey, welcome back to the Five F's to Love Real Talk with the Men. If you just joined us, we're having a conversation about plastic surgery and is it necessary? Why is it just not an option not to do it? And why are you doing it? Are you doing it to be Jessica Rabbit? Are you doing it to beat the concepts or ideas of what social media puts out that beauty is? If that's the case, I'm definitely not measuring up because I'm not doing all that. Why? Because I think I'm amazing just the way I am. I don't know why. With a few extra pounds, though, we're going to be clear. I'm working on that this winter. That was my focus. But you got to be real with yourself and love yourself for where you are. So listen, guys, obviously, if you're just joining, you don't know this, but all these guys right now are like basically, they're like way above average. They're either at number 10, which is outstanding because our last conversation was 10, which makes them outstanding. Or they're like at the 80, 90 percentile, which is almost outstanding. And so let me just say this as a woman, that's the thing that I think attracts women to you, but it's also the same thing that concerns us. That if you think that you're a 10 and when you look at me, if I feel that you don't see me the way society or social media has said I should look, then that's when I start to make modifications. Have you ever been with someone who all of a sudden made a huge change, may it be hair or style, something drastic, and you were like, why did you do that? And you didn't say anything to them, they just did it. Have you ever seen something like that happen throughout your years of dating, being an adult male? Has that ever happened?
I've seen the
No?
opposite. I've seen the
I
opposite.
have.
I've never seen. I've seen the opposite.
Okay, so Brian, I'm going to start with you and I'm going to go to Matt. So Brian, what did you say?
I was dating a nurse one time, and she actually had some. She didn't like the way she looked, so she actually moved. She went and did some. I don't know what liposuction what it was. She actually moved it from her stomach area to her butt tuck area because she didn't like the way she looked. I thought she looked fine. She was really curvy, and I liked it, but she didn't like it. And it wasn't something that I pushed on her and wanted her to do. I said that would make you feel good. Like I said, if it, like Matt said, if it makes you feel good about you, then do it.
So she did it. She did it, and you didn't say anything about not liking the way she looked. She just went and did it on her own.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean,
All right.
she went, and it was a long process. It was crazy, but she did it.
Okay. So afterwards, did you stay with her?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Interesting. Okay, Matt.
Yeah, so years ago when I was much younger, there was a young lady who, when I saw her, she looked a certain way, which I really liked. From the next day on, she never looked like when I first met her. And I spent weeks trying to convince her periodically, can you wear makeup? Can you look like you looked when I first met you? And I could not get her to do it. And so one day, after trying and trying, and several other things, I looked at her and I said, you got to go. And we ended up parting ways. And, she was one of these death row to death to do us part. And I was like, you got to go. So I would tell anyone that bring your A game to your relationships. You don't have to do it every day, but you need to bring your A game because this is a very competitive world.
Well, let's talk about your A game. How many of y'all work out every week? And if so, what type of workouts in a number of days? Y'all working out? Because if y'all know me, everybody knows me. Real talk, I like a man with a tight body. So how many working out? Everybody? Everybody working out?
Yep.
Okay, well, that's good to know because I need to know. So how many of y'all got a 6-pack? A 4-pack?
I got a 4-pack.
1-pack.
4-pack. I got a 4-pack.
Okay, so let me just give a shout out to all the women who may feel the way I feel. I don't know. But one of the things that I'm concerned about as a woman in her 50s, the younger guys approach me, the bodies are magnificent. And they do approach me. And I think that's a compliment, right? But then the guys I'm trying to date in my own age group, they look like they're about 8 or 9 months pregnant. And they looking at me like I should be Jessica Rabbit, but they looking like they 8 or 9 months pregnant. I mean, I'm trying to figure out, why do you think that that's okay? And don't understand that women, we want a visual too on it.
Well, I think, Christine, one of the challenges that come into play is honesty, and honesty across the board.
Okay.
Men have always been raised in every culture that success, money, and power is your makeup.
Not your body.
Correct. All right. Success, money, and power. So what do men seek to get at all costs? Success, money, and power. I was telling some younger guys at the church one day about they were talking about something about these Instagram models going over to whatever, and they're on these gigantic multi-million-dollar yachts, and then they see the guy, and I simply just said, I said that guy might have taken decades building up that wealth to be 60 years old with 10 Instagram models on the boat. But the ladies just had to be pretty. Now, it's not devaluing the women by no stretch of the imagination. What I was trying to help them understand was those ladies weren't attracted to his looks. They were attracted to power, success, and money. Absolutely. And that's a man's makeup. When it's all said and done, that's a man's class.
And I'm okay with that, Galen. But if you don't have that, then I need a tight body. See, we can't not have that.
Okay, but my question then would be: is that's you?
No.
Hear me out, Christine. Because as Matt said earlier, let's start talking about facts. See, we love to get into our perceptions and our stories about how we make up the world to be the way we want it to be. When you start looking at facts, you start looking at what people pursue. After a while, women aren't looking for just a guy who has the 6-pack and gigantic
muscles. We're not
muscles.
looking for the 6-pack, but we're also not looking for a guy with
and etc. And I'm not saying that they have to be, oh my God. What I am saying is you can see a guy with an oh my God gigantic belly and walking with a woman who looks like Beyonce.
I know.
Every
day.
But
that's the problem. But it doesn't translate. Why is it successful woman?
Because it's not because we're different. Men and women are different. And therefore,
but what I'm saying is
we're attracted to different things.
That's the issue.
The other side. Now, see, this is the other thing. And Reverend Galen McDowell can tell you the other side since we're dealing with facts. And this is what every old man who's overweight knows. Believe you me, he has somebody with a six-pack. Okay. The fullness of the real story is she has somebody with us. Half of these women dating 5 people. Okay, let's just be real.
Keep it real, Matt. Let's keep since we talking about facts. That's right.
That's it.
Wait, are you saying that the women out here on the street dating multiple people?
Yeah, that's true.
Y'all read that book, The Maintenance Man. Quit playing.
Okay, wait,
Quit playing.
let me throw in. I got a lot of people responding, so give me a second. Gerald, thank you so much for joining us. Gerald said about weight gain. What about weight gain? We'll get to Gerald in a minute. Cook said, I've heard men don't like drastic hairstyle changes. We went to bed with Shaka Khan and woke up with Kojak. That is a big thing. Antoinette says, LOL, when we were talking about the conversation about men and weight loss and your stomachs. Gerald said the gym in the house being used. He says the gym in the house being used. That's true. A lot of people aren't. Nick said, LOL on the 4-pack. Antoinette, she said, baby, the belly bump. That's big for us because y'all be popping and locking on that belly bump. He said, Gerald said, great point, Galen. And Nicole said, not 5 people, Matt. Not 5 people.
These are
Matt,
facts. Why do
you think these women or women in general would have that many men?
He's speaking from truth. He's not speaking on thought. He's speaking from truth.
So you're saying that these women are with the rich guy, but then they got the backup brothers.
I think we can universally say that happens. That woman that's on the boat that in Dubai or whatever, that guy is not her main man.
Absolutely.
Let's just be honest. That's not. Come on now, Christine.
Christine knows this to be true, but she can't.
Listen, I'm just here asking questions tonight.
Come on now.
Okay.
Come on now.
That pot gut guy got no engine, but that young guy do. The big guy with the big gut got the money and the power. That's what he got.
The money and the power.
That's it.
Okay, but this is the thing. So you guys go back what I was originally saying to you, and the only thing I can say to you in this space, and you guys will have an opportunity at the end to really talk directly to Black women in general. Black women have become the largest population in history to do alterations to their bodies in like significant numbers. Unbelievable. And the thing is, it's astonishing because when I hear the conversations, most of them are doing it to get the attention because they want to be with a Black man. And we're talking about everything from wearing wigs so that they have a certain color hair. People are getting all their teeth pulled out and a fake set put in. I don't know who wants to go through that much pain, but they do. They're trying to get perfect teeth, like Matt was saying. They're getting their noses skinned down so they're a lot more pointier. They're getting ears done. They're getting the cheeks because they want a cheekbone. They're getting breast implants. That Brazilian butt lift is the #1 surgery. And Black women got booty, so I don't know what's going on. And the only thing I can tell you is that the one story that I heard back in the day was Janet Jackson, where they said they took a couple of her ribs out so she could have that shape. And I was thinking to myself, well, who would do that? That's extremely painful. Women are doing that as well because people like Kim Kardashian and the Kardashian women have gone and gotten these surgeries. And to the fanatics' point, it's flawless. So you don't even know they've had these surgeries. They look like they were born with these bodies and those looks. They're not. So everything you guys are saying is poignant, but somebody my age, we're feeling like we have to do something in order to get your attention. And that's what I'm saying to you guys. And it's very stressful because we're trying to go to work every day. We're trying to look a certain way. And we're trying to halfway get our kid out the door to college or get them through high school. But we still want a man. But the man is looking at, because since they got Viagra, we're seeing more guys our age with younger women with these perfect bodies. So now you got a whole population of women in their 50s and late 40s feeling like I don't measure up. Do you guys feel like is this like an illusion in my head, or is this true that this is coming to us like this?
Christine, I think the real conversation is that you're competing with the younger you, not the other women. And see, this is the conversation that people don't want to talk about.
I'm competing with the younger me?
You're competing with the younger you, not with the younger women. And when I say you're competing with the younger you, I mean from the perspective of let's use a sports analogy.
Okay.
You're Michael Jordan. Can you get past the fact that you can't run up and down the court, dunk the ball, and dominate? So if you grow up, especially women who society deems very attractive, are used to the attention, used to the sometimes doors opening and people acquiescing to sometimes their nonsense because of the way they look. And then that starts to trend down, maybe because of age, maybe because of weight gain, because just life. And you go from Miss to Ma'am.
Yes.
Okay. You go from Miss to Ma'am. And now there's a conversation around, wait a minute, when did that transition happen? And the question comes into play is if a large part of your self-identity was based upon how I physically present myself, then it's going to be a larger challenge later in life. It's no other way. It's no other way around it.
That. But Galen, what if I'm not competing with the younger me, by the way. The younger me was quiet and she didn't think she was pretty.
Subconsciously, I think you are though. I think with the
No, that's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying to you guys, and you guys are missing the mark. Women are doing this because you guys are dating women that look like that and not women that look regular. That's the question.
I just disagree with you, Christine. I'm just saying
really?
that.
Okay, but wait a minute, because all
I
of
just
these
disagree. Women, it's okay to disagree, but this is real men talking. The men are telling you,
and you're not listening, Christine.
That's right.
Oh no, wait a minute. Let's be clear. So there's no disillusion. Christine is a rock star. Okay, the guy I was engaged to before was 38. I'm good. I think I'm amazing. Let's just be clear.
But we're not talking about you, Christine. We're talking about the subject.
Oh no, I hear you. But what I'm saying is, when I talk to my gal pals, this is what they're saying. They're saying that they feel like they're competing against.
You're not listening either. You know what, Christine? How can you compete? Why would you try to compete against somebody that you will win every single time in a conversation? I'll give you an example. You ask me, how do I rate myself on sexual attractiveness? I say an 8. Then someone will say, well, Matt, how can you go and beat a 10 anywhere you go? I go, it's easy. The men who are 10s do not have a talk game. They cannot talk. So all you got to do is go, wait for them to sit there quiet. And after 5 minutes, every woman will turn their attention to somebody who can hold a conversation. 1,000. Women who are in their 40s and 50s are our natural partners. They know all the stories. These young girls on Instagram and Snapchat are busy DMing the other 4 men. And all you have to do is wait your turn and be attentive and be who you are. But you're so busy being afraid that it comes out. You're being hyper aggressive. If you just rest in your 50 and in your 40dom, you would win because you have more in common with us. A 25-year-old woman really has to work. Everything she tells us is annoying. When she says, I'm so happy I got my first apartment. We have to.
That's so true.
She says, I finally got a car. We have to feign interest. You are our natural match.
Okay.
But you don't know it.
Ladies, I'm going to tell you, guys heard what Matt say. If you're in their age group, you're their natural. So I'm going to grab a few questions. I'm going to grab a few responses. Nicole said that was not 5 when she was talking to Matt. She said, well, I mean it, Rev. They like what you're saying, Reverend Galen, but when don't the women like what you say? Oh, there's why. She said, yes, Chris, very stressful. Because, honey, we do feel that way. That's just real talk. I'm just letting you know what the ladies are thinking. Gerald says, Galen, you are on it, bro. Another great point. Pontification Nation Station said, no, don't do it. You shouldn't be competing. What's for you is for you. You're beautiful. BTW. Okay. And then Gerald said, Matt, great point. And Nicole said, Matt is on the point. So listen, you are correct, Matt. That's the way we feel. But what we see, and I'm going to just tell you out in the street, I go out a lot. The guys my age are looking at younger women. And the women their age walk in. So the thing is, they keep asking themselves, what am I doing to not attract that man? And so when we come back, that's what we're going to close out on. I want you guys just to talk to women. If you were talking to someone that you know and telling them, what is it that they need to do to either be comfortable in who they are, or your thoughts around plastic surgery? I mean, because that's where women are right now in their 50s. They're working really hard so they can find those mates, like you guys said. We'll be right back after these messages, and then we're going to close out this hot topic, honey. This is really a hot topic. I'm excited about it.
Get it that I'm never going back. Get it that I'm never going back. I get to it first, I got you mad. I guess that when I get to it last. Get it that I'm never going back. Get it that I'm never going back. Going up, going up, going up, going up, going up, going up. Get it that I'm never going up, going up.
So I pull myself together to not give myself the pressure. I don't know what to do with this. Should I let him go, go? I don't know what to do with this. Should I let him go, go? I fall for his eyes when he's staring into mine. Know he's bad for me. So what's standing in my way? And he's all in my league. I feel insecure, but I hope this is real, yeah. He doesn't mind at all. He want my juice like a. He does whatever while he feels for nobody but himself, no, yeah. He doesn't mind at all. He want my juice like a. He does whatever while he feels for nobody but himself, no, yeah. So I pull myself together to not give myself the pressure. I don't know what to do with this. Should I let him go, go? I don't know what to do.
Hey guys, welcome back to the 5 F's to Love, Real Talk with the Men. This is our last segment. We're going to finish out this conversation with our last two questions. And this is to help women because, again, a lot of my gal pals, we have major conversations, and this is what they want to know from the men. Tell a woman why you prefer natural beauty over plastic surgery. And I'll start with you, RJ.
Is it or? Yes, it's or. So for
It's
me,
or. Yep.
natural is all. I'm going to be honest. I prefer a woman to be her authentic self, be comfortable with who she is, be confident in who she is, unapologetically, right? Some women feel they need plastic surgery, and like Matt and the Reverend said, if it makes you feel good, then that's fine. But for me, I don't think it's a necessity. It's an enhancement, if you will, right? So for me, I'm much more preferable to women who are natural. That's just my opinion and my preference.
Have you met somebody who was just a couple pounds overweight? Are you okay with working out with her?
1,000%. Absolutely. No one's perfect, and we all can improve. Absolutely. Absolutely.
All right. So Matt, what about you?
Yeah, I like improve natural, be natural, but be your best natural.
That's right.
I like that. Okay, Bryant.
Natural, all the way. I mean, if she got a couple pounds on her, I'll work out with her. I'll walk with her. I'll help her, teach her how to eat. I'll do whatever.
I did that for sure.
All right, women. You guys are here. The men are saying they're willing to work with you, Galen.
I would say develop natural. In other words, work towards being a better version of yourself. Natural could also mean you just let yourself go.
Be the best version of yourself every day. That's it.
All I can say is, Galen,
cookies and ice cream alone.
Just being honest, because
stop eating after 8 o'clock at night.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, and that's
cookies.
so that's what we're going to say to you guys. I'm going to talk to each one of you one-on-one, and I need you to respond to this question. Women come in different sizes and colors. Tell them why they are uniquely beautiful, and then right now, then they'll love everything about them. Why the right man will love everything about them. I think that's one of the biggest things. One of my really, really good friends, and I have a lot of them, we talk all the time, and all of them say to me, I'm overweight. Even I say that. Even I've said I need to lose like 30 to 60 pounds. But that's only because of my clothes. Everybody knows me. I love couture. I want to fit in my clothes, but that's just the point. But the thing is that I still think that there's things that I could be doing to draw the attraction of the type of man that I'm attracted to, right? So when we close out tonight, I'm going to talk to each of you one-on-one. So the one who comes last, and you know, is Galen. Women come in different sizes and colors. Tell them why they are uniquely beautiful, and the right man will love everything about them. So we're going to start with you, RJ, because I call you the lover.
Oh man. So
So
here's what, go
there you go,
ahead.
RJ.
So here for me, here's what it is, right? Society and social media, unfortunately, has conditioned women to believe and feel that if they don't look like a Kim Kardashian or Beyonce or Nicki Minaj, that they're not it and they don't have it. Well, I'm here to tell each and every one of you, you do have it and you are it, right? Be your true, authentic self. Be confident in yourself. Always push yourself to be the best version of yourself. And there's always someone out here for you. Some you may just be overlooking them or missing it, but don't feel that you're competing with younger women. Compete with yourself to make yourself the best and present your best effort and the best version of you every day. And that's just really what it is. Don't fall into society's way of making you feel that you're less than or not as good as if you don't look like these figures of women that are out here on Instagram.
Wow, I like that. Thank you so much, RJ. Brian?
Hey, I'm gonna say something. I like art, and I love museums, that type of thing. And I look at women like a piece of art. And God was the perfect painter. He's the perfect art worker. And to me, women are like a piece of art. They come in all shapes and sizes and colors. And Matt said, you must bring the best of you. And no talking down on yourself, no listen to what the world says or you this and you that. The Bible says we are fearfully and wonderfully made. So we're all made in God's image. So sometimes you got to encourage ourselves. Forget what other people say. You got to speak life to your own self. You got to speak, I can, I will be. Those things you got to speak. Your body, when the words come out your mouth, your words have power. So speak to yourself. You want to be a better you? Do something about it. Eat better, work out, get around people that's going to encourage you to be better. And that way you will start doing those things. You're speaking to your body. You're speaking to your person. And in being that way, who cares what some man don't like? What one man don't like, another might. It says, what's that saying? What another man's trash is another man's treasure. If you got a few pounds, you gonna walk up on the man, baby, I love everything about you. Come here, girl. You wanna work? I work out with you. You wanna do some push? I do. It may hurt, but hey, no pain, no gain. It took a little while to put it on. Gonna take a little while to get it off. Hey, you start putting the clothes on, start getting a little loose. Well, it's working.
Okay.
Hey,
I like that, Brian. All right, so Matt, where are you? What are you going to say
So
to this woman?
I'm going to keep it real. I'm going to keep it real for how I see the world. Too often, we don't have the hard conversations with Black women about their health, and Black men, quite frankly, about their health. But Black women, in many instances, are unhealthy and living unhealthy lives. They are overweight. They need to exercise. They can't do it alone, and they need professional help. That is going to help them live longer. That is going to help us have healthier families. Now, having said that, there are men who will love you just the way you are. You don't got to get healthy. You can stay exactly the way that you are. And there is a tribe of men who will absolutely love and adore you the way that you are. So that would be my takeaway. You don't have to change for anyone. There is a man who will love you as you are. But for your best life, get healthy, stay healthy, and then find your tribe.
I like that. All right, Galen.
All right. So all these people said positive things, and I agree with the fellas, but I want to add a different touch to it.
Okay.
My different touch is you have to see yourself as beautiful. The question comes into play is what people are always seeking their wholeness from other people's opinions. And what ends up happening is, as I teach people all the time in metaphysics, I meet no one but me. So when I have a sense of wholeness in myself, then I can not only radiate, but also attract whole people to me. But when I feel as though I'm lacking something or whatever, or I need your validation, I need your approval, I need to meet up and match your standard, then all of a sudden I'm psychologically damaging myself. Now, this has nothing to do with what the other guy said. Take care of yourself, take care of your health, give yourself the best chance to win, show up in the marketplace in a way that makes sense for what it is that you say you want to produce. But you have to love yourself. All right. And I also don't believe that there's perfect people for other people. Like the perfect person is out there for me, because life is a process of creation. You create your circumstances. Yeah. You create your experiences. You create the dynamics. You're the common denominator of your life. So to go out there and just say, well, you know what, there's somebody that'll just love me for me. Yes, that's possible. But who is that person? And will that person be a person that really matches to what you want in your life? So what I would tell people, women, men, across the board, go out and create the best and highest version of you.
Okay.
And then know that as you work on your own confidence, your own self-image, if you have to work on your own body, you have to work on your own personality and conversation, your own success, your own money, your own goals, your own dreams, then you will attract people of like energy. And stop thinking that this is just a physical game, because the life is mental before it is ever physical, and it's energetic. And therefore, people who are successful, men and women, they attract people to themselves. People who have the healthy and strong self-esteem attract people to them because they have a sense of wholeness within themselves. So let's just be clear. Work on you. Get you together. Have a sense of wholeness for yourself. Because if not, you're putting the cart before the horse.
I love that, Galen. You always giving, and that's why I love talking to Galen. For my own personal. We're going to answer a few questions before we leave, before we tune out. Yvette says, are these men married or single on the panel? We have 2 married, 1 single, and 1 dating. Roz said, honestly, Chris, how many men 50 or over can live up to what we desire? I'm not really sure, but I think they're out there. I'm meeting them. I meet a lot of healthy Black men my age who look amazing. We won't throw no names out. I'll take a Monique over Nia Long. Pontification Nation Station, all y'all who looking for somebody who liking a Monique, y'all better get on this and hit that DM up. I'm not promoting dating on the thing, but he kept it real. He said, I like a Monique over a Nia Long. Ross said Brian is at work. All right.
Artwork.
Oh, she said what? Brian is artwork.
You got the glasses on, you can't see? What's happening?
Artwork. Why is Brian? You know what, Ross? Don't flirt with Brian. She said, Matt, she's talking about you. Ross said Galen is the truth. I know Galen's always the truth. Everybody loves Galen. She said, does Galen have a brother?
I have many.
She said, Galen, you gave us the whole sermon, my brother. Yvette said, love Galen's response. And she said, he has a body. Why are we doing?
She's talking about you, Brian.
Brian, you don't want all I gotta say is,
real fast. You talking about you, Brian.
all I can say is, listen. I love hanging out with you guys every week. You guys have no idea. I think a lot of times as women, we think a lot of different things about ourselves. And one of the things I love about you guys all come from a different perspective, but you come truly to support women in general and to make sure that we understand what it is that we should be doing or not doing in order for us to have that happy space, right? And for us, a lot of times a happy space is related to another person. For some of us, a happy space just means happy with ourselves. And to Galen's point, then you will attract the type of person that you really desire in your life. So folks, don't forget everything that they said, down from Matt saying it takes a team. If you want to look a certain way, get your Rolodex, tighten that up. You need it. He mentioned dermatologists like 5 times. Matt is big on skin, obviously. So I know what else he's big on, cleanliness too. So we have long conversations about cleanliness. But the thing is, ladies, look your best, be your best. That was the common denominator out of all of this. And more importantly, if you love yourself, it's no doubt somebody else is going to love you. Pontification Station Nation said, Monique over Nia Long. Y'all better do a shout out. Hit that DM up, ladies. That's all I got to say. You always saying somebody to fit the puzzle piece. But again, we all have types, and there's nothing wrong with you having types. I think a healthy thing to take away from this, just because he isn't attracted to me doesn't mean that I'm not attractive. Just remember that. And more importantly, all of these guys think they're just basically a 10. I don't know what that means, but I love them. They're all 10s to me. All of them are 10s. And it has nothing to do with the way they look. They're all 10s to me because they're all good guys and they are always there for me, each and every one of them. So guys, I'll see you next week. And you always know, just, keep it honest, keep it real, and make sure you tune in next week. And be sure to like and share this podcast with everyone that you know. And if you like the way we run our podcast, be sure to chime in and let us know. But if you want to run a commercial, PICF Inc. team is the one that creates all of these commercials for the podcast. So give us a call. We would love to have you come on as a sponsor. Talk to you guys next week when we talk about, I don't know, something's going wrong with intimacy and sex in the bedroom. How do we have that real conversation? Now that's going to be a real talk. I don't know if the ladies and men are going to be ready for it, but we're going to talk about it. See you guys next week.
We know what you made of. I do better offline, yeah. I've been calling to a guy. I'm in tune with the signs. I'm just trying to let go. I'm just trying to be me. I ain't trying to do Moon landed with the elevation. Arm strong with the levitation. My third eye needed calibration. That was heat rock when I notated. I've been going crazy. Stone face when I kill beat. Leaving no trace on location. Premeditated. Ayy.